Light and Dark Do, The New Adventures of Dark Soichiro. Chapter 28. Oft poik, but...
And so some reviewer asked for Lysandre and AZ to show up this chapter. The answer? Yes! Except I couldn't figure out a way to insert them yet, so here's a spin-off that will tie in.
Why? Oh, my dear sweet Lysandre. Why must you be reduced to such a low? Why?
The Lysandre and AZ show. Thanksgiving special.
And WTF, it is a holiday named Thanksgiving, and I have not been given a single tank. This holiday is a lie, one.
And generally it's read as, although some people pronounce it AZ. Or some people call him Azet, actually.
Well,
It varies.
I don't know what the commonly accepted spelling of pronunciation of it is. I mean, in case you didn't notice, the Pokerman's games don't have voice acting.
Yeah, no, it's, and there's no anime canon for it either, but I think Az is a little more common than AZ. Although Azet's probably my favorite, actually.
Fair enough, then I will call him Azet. Lysandre and Azet was bored and war-making turkey for Thanksgiving, and also Ly was building a tank, because it was Thanksgiving, which was nuclear type, so it resists all other not nuclear types, and is super effective on everything except Shadow, because that's Dark's hologram, and even a hologram of Dark is awesome, and even a hologram of Dark is awesome enough to not be super effective due to nuclears.
So the nuclears are just like the shadow type in the Pokemon XD.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking of, and that's how my mind trailed to inserting Shadow right there.
Okay, I'll voice Lysandre. I will now do whatever the hell I was planning to do with this tank, because I forgot it, what my plan even was in XY.
Hey, yeah, it's been like a long time since XY, so we forgot it. We have the same plane as before, or coincidentally, so it doesn't really matter.
He eviled, but Azet was like, "Oh, Pulse, this is as pathetic as your silly Mega Gear. Also, Mega Gyarados, seriously?"
That is where you are wrong. Sorry, that is where you are wrong.
Still Lysandre talking.
He eviled.
All right.
There.
He eviled.
I have a new Mega Gear that does set. Oh, this meant to be 6. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried we were going to get into some really strange stuff there, but all the same, the type was there. I have a new Mega Gear that does 6 Mega Evos at all. That does 6 Mega Evos all at once.
And showed it off, which had all colors of the rainbow, and his visor thingy was rainbows, and the arm thing is also had nuclear's arm, and his ring was rainbow to do.
Actually, I'm cosplaying as Femme Lysandre for a convention this year.
Does it include the Mega Gear?
Mega Ring.
Well, what I meant was more like that gear he was wearing during the final fight.
Yes. Also, I mean, as you're voicing Az kind of, I mean, you can make him sound kind of, I guess he's going to be really out of character here, but he always strikes me as being really timid and socially awkward, considering how he confronts you at the end, so whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm mostly just going by how he looks. Like, to me, just that character design sort of implies that he would have a really deep voice to me.
Well, yeah, oh, definitely. Do you know how tall he is?
Well,
7
I know
feet?
he's very, very tall.
He is 9'10".
So he's
You
taller
know,
than
seeing
Abraham
how
Lincoln?
Norway doesn't even use that kind of measuring system, that doesn't really say much to me.
Well, he's as tall as Zerny is. Like, equal height to Zerny is, so you can just look it up later on Bulbapedia or something.
But I have an Omega ring that makes Omega Evos. AZ shooted as he chewed off his diamond ring, but then the oven was shaking and the turkey was done. It was turkey. Eh? I don't know what that is.
Thankskilling an awesomely bad killer turkey slasher! Followed by Thankskilling 3, one of the most horribly misguided sequels ever made, and one of the most horribly misguided films next to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Listen, Thankskilling Theme.
Okay, Senpai?
Hmm?
9'10" is about 3 meters even.
That means something to me, and that is indeed very tall.
Yes.
So,
Blame it on the ultimate weapon.
So, since Torgo actually knows who this turkey is, should he perhaps voice Turkey?
Yes.
Alright. Merry Thanksgiving, bitch!
No, Thanksgiving.
Merry Thanksgiving, bitch!
Said Turkey as he killed Lysandre and he died, and Turkey took over his tank and combined powers because he was also nuclear and pointed it at the wall and kiled the wall so it was blown up and he drove his tank forward. But AZ smooshed his Omega ring with Lysandre's Mega, so now he could have 6 Omega Evos! And chased Turkey with a spear bike and grabbed his Mega Gear, so he could take out Turkey's tank and gave chase.
You don't even have 6 Pokemon. Not counting Floette, you have 3. None of which are capable of Mega Evolution, if I remember correctly. Yeah, none of them are capable of Mega Evolution. You have a Sigilith, a Golurk, and a Torkoal. None of those can Mega Evolve, and... yeah.
Anyway, line Torgo.
You fucker bitch! We joust now!
Turkey Anki and jousted his tank and AZ charged forward with his bike while shooting nuclears on its wheel, so it was nuclear type and wheeled it on Turkey's tank, so they were all super effective on each other, but AZ kept shooting nuclears and was under the tank's gun, so it blowed up, and Turkey was exploded as well because it was nuclear.
So they didn't use Omega Evos yet, that's for a later chapter, boys! 111-1. And now we begin the real fight, and also happy Thanksgiving. I hope you get thanks because I did.
Well, in Norway we don't even have Thanksgiving.
We don't have Thanksgiving here in America that I remember. We have Thanksgiving.
Well, in Norway we have neither. Listen, Big Boss Blues the 3. Chaos shoots a toe of evil shells at Enobi, who ate them, lolling, cause being a Sadit made her able to absorb, but she was distracted, which let Shotgun Turtle shoot some cerebral bores at Lee, who did his machine gun kick back. But machine guns aren't as effective as machine guns, so they all killed him in the leg, so he was a crip, what?
What? What?
So they all killed him in the leg, so he was a crip.
They killed him in the leg. At least they didn't kill him in the leg.
But machine guns aren't as accurate
as
machine guns.
I think there was a kick somewhere in the middle that might have been lost.
No, that's okay. That one's good too.
I will show you a true China gunmanship. Lee angered as he got out a Glock and fired sideways so its bullets were awesomer and passed through his neck and passed through his next stream of boars and killed him, but he was bored in the brain, so they both died! All my buds are dead, even if all their deaths were them going out in sacrifice and Awesome! Awesome muttered as he had a palm. Scanning for some cider, he then located some and dipped Liberty Danger's sword in it, so it was cyberpunk! Cause that is the opposite of steampunk. But the Emperor made his own sword out of concentrated steam, so this would be the greatest fight between cyberpunk and steampunk of all time! 1111. Throat sore.
My turn?
Your turn.
Nier and Elle got all detective-y and planed on how to help KO light Ayanami as they stealthed behind Bloodlight and climbed him all like Shadow of Colossus. But he was too busy to fight Boyd to notice who was fighting with one hand. While the other was writing, Ray Pember gets a body again. And now Ray Pember was a fighting robot like Gurren Lagann and said,
I am Japanish and Ray in Japanish, so is Ray, so I am Ray Ayanami's border, and decade light Ayanami is unworthy.
And went all guns and bombs like Custom Robo, but it only overturned Light on his side. But Elle and Nier then went all hop on pop on his eyes, so he was blind! Boyd 10 went all hack and slash with his funny duck slayers, and Blood was KO'd in the bran, and a heart, so he was out of the game. SN, Enemy Wings, CV Harmony of Despair. Khaos lunged in on Enemy with his Tang sword and slit her wrists, but she already did that, so it really got him no pints. But Egogi leaped atop the sword and shooted a fishnet onto his face, with mud in his vision, so now it was cross-eyed, cause nets have cross shapes. Again with the crosses, but apparently she's a Satanist. Khaos was so angry, he shotted him the net off to the side by shouting it off, and then did a circle forward as his sword blazed with evil fire that burned of pure evil that Enemy rolled to the side, but Khaos had the rest of his hair make tentacles and impaled her legs, so now he was inside of her. Get it? Yes, you're inside her legs. But whatever. It's not like everyone else hasn't slept with Enemy at some point in the story. Why is it a joke now?
Good
Enemy
point.
slashed her wings to block Khaos' sword, but he broke their guard, so she had to punch the sword back with cut her a bit. But the sword blowed out half of his eye, and he was hitted pretty bad, but then cut off Enemy's right arm, and Vampy Blood fell on dark!
AN, pay attention, this is real important!
No, we just don't have... Khaos has to laugh first.
Ha 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 ha.
Khaos lolled evilly, not noticing the Vampy Blood on dark going into the holes he was shotted.
AN, pay attention, this is real important!
Enemy was smart, however, and slashed a piece of his hair and made it into an arm, so she had a nuclear arm! What is with people making stuff out of their hair in this story?
I don't know,
Enemy.
but weirdly enough, I've recently been watching Black Cat, where someone literally does have that power. I was actually watching it after writing this. It's actually pretty fun.
Enemy then went all 100 fists on Khaos, and he was falling now, but he still had tentacles, so he dragged Enemy down. But she was on top, so when he hit Tegrund, he took a nuclear fist to the face. He was bleeding nuclear, but he slashed with his tank sword, but Enemy did a jump, and he cut it off his own tentacles of his hair. Meanwhile, Awesome and Emperor went all slash with no care for guards, so they had tons of slash marks but didn't care, because they were sword fighting during all of this. But then the Emperor got smart and ran for the nearest telephone booth in the base and slid down the wrap door and comed back up the elevator with a bigger steam sword made with Odin's powers. Cause the booth was a path due to rift, and infused his steam with Odin's powers, so it was a more powerful steam sword, which he called Rangarok. But also he made retortled by plugging shotgun turtle cerebral bores into his sword, so it was spiky, and so it was a spiky awesome cider sword. Titan Bart was also on the scene, grading Liberty Danger for a sword, so now it was Liberty E Danger, get it? Also, since like Bertie Danger had a sword being wielded as a sword mean Awesome had extended range and power. Bert then did slash so hard it was sparking against his steam sword, so Ragnarok was now a flame sword, so Awesome raised his flame shield in Liberty Danger's keyboard. So the Emperor's flaming was powerless. So he had to cool it off, bake to steam, as he leaped all around, dodging, looking like a stupid pansy. Boy!
You know, I must point out here that
I thought your one was a patsy, not a...
Torgo, while my spelling is obviously way better than yours, you certainly seem to have a much better ability for just making completely crazy fight scenes than I could ever hope to.
Bert upchucked Liberty Danger. When did he swallow it? Bert upchucked Liberty Danger, who did a down sword motion lick, and the Emperor gave face as he saw the sword coming right into his forehead, and he was stabbed and turned into a statue of pure steam. You can't make a statue out of a gas. Then it made into solidified cider, so it wouldn't evaporate. Because Awesome injected the steam with lite cider. He scavenged, and now the Emperor was dead. SN, Fatal Fight. Jin and Margulis. Yuki Kajiura. Back with Drac. Dark's body holes had absorbed all enemies' spilt blood. Will the fight was going on. A set of vampy wings and fangs appeared, and his cool and dude tattoos trooned red like blood. His eyes glowed all full red as he was Count Dracula. Khaos lolled.
It seems your plan has failed. Now Dark is alive, and I am unkilled and now immortal again. That is where you are wrong!
Drac emphasized like Frank Miller.
I, Count Drac Yagamula, I'm now a vampy, so not really alive, so your style can be killed!
Before I go into this AN, I realized I missed some stuff. First of all, it should be Dark Yagami, age something something. And then, this is my city! My city watches for me, she cares for me! My goddamn city! Yeah, Frank Miller. Once he went into Sin City, he never got out.
Well, I pretty much only know about him through Linkara's reviews of his most recent stuff.
Yes.
And by God, does it look terrible.
Yeah, I've seen all the Asmo reviews, the little anthologies that weren't as bad, and at one point did use the Sin City stylings that helped to it. But, I think Sage had a very good point when he said Robert Rodriguez, when making Sin City, was very good at filtering out the parts that worked and filtering out the really bad commentaries he would often force into his works that added nothing. But, yeah, you've seen Holy Terror, right? Because after that, I don't even want to really touch anything with Miller's name.
Yeah, that comic. You know, I actually saw that comic in the shelf in the local comic book store once, and I was just like, ugh.
You saw it after the review?
Yep.
Oh. And, what was I on? I actually attended that full live stream beforehand.
Well, anyway, should we perhaps continue?
It was great, and Film Brain was there too. Anyways, back with track. Oh yeah. Oh wait, we were below there.
Author's notes.
And
Moats.
Moats peeps forgotten that you need blood of a vampire we coom one. It is too gross to remember. Is it too gross to remember or something? Slash.
Khaos ranged out from Ebony and went bake for Dark, and leaped his hair first, but Dark dodged and ran up his hair, due to a swoop, but Khaos suplexed him out of it. But Dark tornado fisted himself out of that like a real fabulous dude, and boosted up cheering.
Wamu, 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 wamu.
No, wahoo, 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 like that.
Well, how am I supposed to know?
Oh.
Wamu, wamu.
Oh,
wamu,
am I the only one who
wamu.
watches JoJo's Bizarre Adventure over here?
Still haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, well, part 2 is the best part so far. Part 3 is
But
serviceable,
Khaos.
but it's not quite as good as part 2.
Torgo, we have a chapter to finish.
Alright, that.
But Khaos hawkshotted himself up like Spider-Man and smacked Dark Bake, and he was flying, but not the way he wanted to. Ebony graved Dark mid-throw and throwed him in a loop-de-loop, so he latched onto Khaos and winged him, while Ebony fishnetted his hair and hurled him on the Seed, while Dark graved Light's blood note and opened it and smacked him so he kept bleeding, and was getting all his extra lives killed as Dark closered to killing him hard enough. But Khaos also did some slash on Dark with his tank sword and spilled some of his blood. But Drac was a vampy, so did Death Note wouldn't work on him. 111, 1, but it's a blood note. Blood notes have different rules than Death Notes, I think. How did blood notes even work again?
It works with blood.
It works with blood, but what does it do?
It blood notes people who have their blood in it.
I see. Titan Bert then jumped up and hit his fist. Down on Khaos, retaliated with his hair to toss him side to side like turtles in TM, but was stopped by Watery and Shakespeare's Royal Flush, which involved them caushing a toilet on his head upside down and flushing it, so it twisted his hairdo, and he needed to clean it, which mean his hands were full. Near snipped a flame at him, but he kicked it off with one leg, but that leg met Liberty Danger and was cut off by his sword!
Awesome!
Awesomest, awesomely, saucingly badassest, awesomeification.
Best sentence ever up to 11?
11.
Or could it perhaps be said that that was taking it a bit too far, maybe? I don't know.
Wait, if I'm a vampy?
Oh, right. Wait, if I'm a vampy, why could the Blood Note kill me some and Dark Note?
Khaos pondered.
Because I used magic!
Lots of ones.
1,111! Sorry, tons and tons of ones! 1,111, 11,111, 111, 1.
Enemy shooted back. Enemy shooted back at Khaos, cause she was now the most powerful. Cause she was now the most powerful wizard as her mom wanted.
Grrrr.
Khaos roared and lashed out all his power, and nuclears and balcoals and hair lashes and lasers and green bolts of nuclear thunder and kamikaze pigeons shooting all out at Dark, but Dark was in a gambling mood, so he charged for the whole attack, and they both were caught in the blast and fall to the floor. Then one figure walked up from the smoke. It was Drac! 1! But Dark didn't notice Khaos' skin getting all papery, lick notes. Because he had turned into a Bane and Trially made off notes. 1,111! 1!
Tune in for the next chapter. Find more of the mystery of the Death Note and all Otter notes.
My throat. My sinuses. My everything.